For today's video, I'm going to be drawing from description. This description was sent to me by one of my subscribers, and I wanted to draw the description that they sent slightly more realistically than what I normally do, and I felt like I could accomplish that better with colored pencils. And the description that this subscriber sent to me was a penguin. Hello everyone, today I'm going to be drawing from description. Now this video is a collab with another art YouTuber named Beryl. I will leave the link to that channel in the iCard for you to check it out. As for this penguin that I'm trying to draw it as realistically as possible. So I was just trying to test my limits, not just with colored pencils, but just to see how realistically I can draw things. And also drawing animals in general, because I don't tend to draw them that often. So this was kind of a challenge all around. So with drawing this penguin, I just kind of drew it in sections, like with the head, then the wing, then the legs, things like that. But as you can see later on, I did kind of leave part of this head drawing for later on, as it was shading white, essentially. And I was kind of trying to figure out how to shade white. And in these earlier layers, I just did not want to shade that one as much, because how do you shade white exactly? It's already white. So I kind of left that for later. And for shading this penguin head, the earlier layers I didn't try to show the individual feathers as much. I was just kind of trying to blend between the different grays that I had and just kind of trying to show that a little bit more. And with the black, I kind of tried to leave drawing with black for later, because I felt like the black might be a little bit too strong. But I definitely needed to use a lot of that black in this video. And you can see I kind of drew in a little bit of the beak. And even with just drawing the beak, realistically, I had to use a lot of colors. Like, I had to use an orange, then a red, then another red, then yellow, then white. So there are a lot of colors that comes to drawing more realistically. I feel like that's a very different thing than drawing with other styles like cartoony and anime, and even semi-realistically. You don't need as many colors as realistically, I feel like. So that was something different from what I normally do. And you can see later, once I feel like I have a section down or that I already blended the rest of it, I then come in with like the black or a dark gray and then just add individual strokes of that color just to kind of make it seem like there's individual strands there. I also did that a little bit with white, but in other areas it's not as noticeable as the other colors. And I think that's just because it's white and not any other color. Now, with the wing, I kind of did the same thing, and it really showed through with that. But then there was this pale pink side of the wing, and I think that's just a thing with Gentoo penguins, which is the kind of penguin that I'm drawing. But with this Gentoo penguin, there was a pale underside, as I mentioned, to the wing, which probably quite a few penguins have. But then there's this also pink side on its body, so I had to try to differentiate the pink underside of the wing to the pink feathers on the body. And with that, I tried to use a lot of gray and also black, since there was thankfully a black part of the backside of the penguin, which really helped differentiate that. And with this other wing, I feel like it's way easier to tell that there's a pink underside to the wings, because here is just really pale and really pink, so it was very easy to see when it's popped out like that. So now I'm just moving on to the legs and the back feathers. And the back feathers were very simple. I could just make that all black and some slight dark gray. But with the legs and the body, it was basically white. So I reached the same problem that I reached with the section around the eye. How do you shade pink? Thankfully, when I looked at it, there was quite a few like yellows and pale pinks and blues that I could kind of see there, which was pretty cool and also pretty nice because I could add some other colors there to show the shading. And then I just brought in the pale gray and the dark gray that I was using for the black parts of the penguin. And I definitely felt like I wasn't using as much gray as it would look gray if I used too much, but it definitely still looked white, as I just refrained from showing as much gray in the middle of the penguin. So then I was just kept shading and kept bringing in my white colored pencil, which was way shorter than the rest of my colored pencils, as I was using that one way more than the others. And I feel like drawing realistically really made me see how much colors you could use for any individual thing. Like, as I said with the beak, there was just a yellow and an orange and a dark red and a white and another red that I'd use. So there's definitely a lot of colors that are used for any given part of this drawing. So I felt like that was really cool to know oh, there's really a lot of colors when it comes to any given thing. So I felt like that was really cool to learn from this drawing. And also I went back to this section at the top, and then I just colored that in a little bit, and as now I learned from the bottom part of the penguin. But with that, the piece is done. Now I hope you all liked this video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. That would be greatly appreciated. And with that, I hope you all have a magnificent day, and I will see you all later.